Yo, what's up? Yo, bro, what's up? You good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright. So can you see my screen?
So can you
Huh?
It says Paul.
Oh. Well, let me see what's up here, bro.
Let me
Uh,
see. So FX has minimized their application. Sit tight.
Hold on, let me just.
Just
Yep. Now you can see, right? Yo.
hold on, it's pulling up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo,
Alright,
we
cool.
good.
Alright. So we had gold coming up to on the 4 hour, starting from the 4 hour. Our top-down analysis coming down from the 4 hour. We had gold breaking this previous lower high where price went down to give us an indication, made a lower high, then a higher low, and price started to move to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So this was more of an indication above this level, but overall, when you look at it from a daily point of view, the only indication that we have is above this level that we have kind of G. Yeah, get what I'm saying? When you go to daily, this is how it looks, right? So we have indications about this level because that's where price kind of shifted to the upside, right? So going to the 1 hour, when you look at the 1 hour, right, we had price obviously breaking that first lower high that was here after making a higher low and then going to the upside. So with that being said, we had price also giving us, some lower highs and lower low, lower high, and then a higher low. So price started to move to the upside, broke about this level. We were expecting some sort of a correction to the backside. Why? Because price also broke above this one here, this lower high on the 4 hour. So we're thinking price might come back to the downside, but then price started to move to the downside and then it broke above, giving an indication. Then on the 15 minute, this is what it did. As you can see, price then try to give some higher lower highs to the downside with some lower lows, and then price decided to break above that level, breaking a 15-minute lower high, and then giving an indication. So price started to correct swiftly, and then when you go down to the legs of 5 minute, price started to make a shift in market structure where price started to give higher highs and higher lows. So price was giving some higher lows, going to the upside, So that is also one of the things that encouraged this entry. So in terms of an entry wise, we had price giving a higher high above this level of where price get kind of giving indication above this level, right? And then as you can see, the minute after price made that higher high, it came and made a higher low, and then it took it to the upside, right? Um, what is this, bro? Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, it made higher high, higher low, and then price took it to the upside. And as you can see, that was a clean 1:3, and price started to build some higher highs and higher lows also. So it's still gonna push. I see a strong push to the upside. Still gonna push to the upside. So the new indication now came from this one. So yeah, this is the new indication. So the 1:3 is now complete. You get what I'm saying? So pretty much this was currently happening. I don't know who saw this move, but somebody saw it on the free channel though. Somebody saw it there on the free channel. So I asked them if they took it. They said no, they didn't take it. I'm like, why? Why didn't they take it? See, somebody took it in the. You see, there was the analysis they made. Lower high, higher low, higher high, and then told them here that will be a good place to enter because um I told them it looks good enough to take a trade. But they were hesitant. They didn't want to take the trade. He said, no, I didn't, because I was reading on London session and I'm perfecting the skill. I journal for understanding. Oh, okay. But maybe doesn't have the capital, but it's still fine. So pretty much in terms of understanding structure, you see to the smallest time frame possible. If you can see structure on a bigger time frame, you can also see it on the smaller time frame. And as you can see, bro, I'm thinking this thing is up somewhere around 1:5 current. So yeah, going for 1:5 even. Yeah, going for there, but we don't need to be riding the whole move, like I said, right? We don't need to ride the whole move. We just need, our 1:5, and that's it. That's all we need, our 1:5, and that's it. So whether the chart is gonna continue up, we didn't know that part. You get what I'm saying? So in terms of helping you build those good trading habits, you just need your 1:5. Your 1:3 actually. You get me? So going back to also the likes of S&P 500. Yo, this one was crazy because here's the thing. Price gave an indication. Let me just delete these. These were the trades from yesterday, right? Yeah. All right. So let's take a look here, right? On the 1 hour, we had before price came and broke this lower high that was here on the 4 hour, right? Which gave us an indication to the downside, which is now invalid because of the break above there. Get what I'm saying? So it's no longer valid now, right? So on the 1 hour, we had price giving us a higher high, higher low, right? And then it give us a higher high indication, come back to correct, same thing. You get what I'm saying? So also price goes out, gives a higher high and a higher low, comes to correct price and then start to shoot to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So now when you drop down to 15 minutes, it's more or less the same thing happening on the 15 minutes, right? It's the same thing happening, right? The first buy that came from yesterday to the indication would have came from here, right? Now price came down, made another higher low, right? With correcting price, made a higher low, right? So now here's the trick. I was in buys yesterday. I was in buys yesterday. Why would I take buys? Okay, let me show you. So as you can see, price was giving lower lows and lower highs, right? Price made a higher high, made a lower low, but then price made a lower high and a higher low on the 5 minute chart. So lower high, higher low. So I was like, oh, why would price make a higher low above a level where we got the indication? It shouldn't be making higher lows because now that should mean that price should become bullish to the upside, right? That's before this level, right? Price should become bullish to the upside. So this was pretty much how price looked by that time, right? And this was pretty much how price looked by that time. It's like, okay, price made a higher low, made a higher high. Like, you know what? Let me just go. I'm going in. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have a buy stop waiting about this area, stop loss just below the high lows, and I'm gonna take it to the 1:3. So this was my TP just about here, right? So as you can see, price started, triggered my entry, came, and then went up again. You get what I'm saying? So it created this level of, a level where price was kind of consolidating at, you know. So that level where price started to consolidate. You know what I'm saying? So it came back down. So the time it came back down, I had already moved my stop loss to entry point. Why would I do that? Because price was starting to build higher lows, right? And then all of a sudden, price is building lower highs. I'm like, no ways. Price, if it's bullish, is gonna continue with higher lows and higher highs. But now price made a lower high. So this was signaling that price might definitely make some shift in market structure, meaning price will come and break this lower high. I mean, this higher low which was created here, right? So I moved my stop loss to entry point. I got out at, at entry point. You get what I'm saying? Price broke me at entry point, right? Okay. Now, as you can see, price made another higher high and a higher low. And then I marked off this, but it didn't get triggered because price went to the downside. So now price made the second one higher high, higher low. You get what I'm saying? Now price made another one also, higher high and higher low, above. This was not a higher high, sorry, it was a higher low, a lower high and a lower high and a higher low. I'm like, if price is making higher lows, it means that to move to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let me go in. Let me go in. Stop loss just below the high lows. 1 is to 3. Right? 1 is to 3. All right. Let's watch what price does. Got taken up. You getting me? Then that's when I realized that okay, this level here, this is the level that price is kind of bouncing off of, right? Same thing from this side. I didn't think of it that much because price was correcting. But now price bounced for the first time, bounced up the second time. I'm like, okay, now what I want to see price actually break above this level with a higher high and a higher low so I can take it to the upside. So let's see what price eventually ends up doing, right? Price ends up going to the downside, same level where buyers also start to kick in, and then price started to build some lower highs and then lower lows, and then broke a lower high that was made, and then came back to correct price, and then also broke about this one, right? There you have it. Price broke above here now. Price broke a higher, gave a higher high, higher low. That there I missed it because this was during Asian session and I was sleeping. I missed it. This would have been the entry, probably just below the high lows. Let's see where the high lows are. All right, this is where the high lows are gonna be, just below that. Let's see. But from what I see, I think this would have been a trade. Sorry. From what I see, price didn't trigger it immediately. Started to play around, as you can see. Price didn't come and trigger the entry. So it got invalidated due to what? Price broke the higher lows. It didn't come and trigger this entry, right? It didn't come trigger this buy stop that was sitting here. So that's what price broke this higher low and then to the downside. Again, we move the entry to the next break, right? The next break, which was this. Let's see what price does. We need a higher low, right? So this could have been the aim. As long as price doesn't break this higher low, price will still be valid, right? And then you can have your buy stop waiting there, still your stop loss just below the high lows, and then I think that's when the chart started to move to the upside. And this was also still too early for me because yeah, the time I wake up and the time this thing was happening, because I had to build some structure, higher highs and higher lows, and start to move to the upside up until where it's at, where it came down now, just came down, but pretty much, yeah, didn't even realize it came down. But it was going up nicely, pushing to the upside. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you would have got something out of the entries. Because I wanted to see it above this level. So now it came back. That means, sellers are from this level are really pushing price down. And as you can see, price started, the highs started getting closer to each other. A shift in market structure, but that shift in market structure which came there, right? That's what you need to understand. That's why it is important that you see structure, you understand structure, right? So the minute that price started to make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then higher high, the minute price made a shift in market structure, but this was already at an entry point, right? This was already at your entry point, and yeah, price made a shift in market structure, and then as you can see, it just came to take you out, and yeah, seems like it's going to the downside. Regardless, this that was would have been a good entry. But that's what I would have wanted to see above where price can give me higher high and a higher low, right? So moving on to gold, but regardless, I missed that entry. Oh, not gold. Nasdaq. Too many things happening. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So let's see. Okay, from the four indication to the downside, the price is still bearish on the 4 hour on Nasdaq. Why am I saying price is still bearish? Because on the 4 hour we have this lower low, this lower high, and then this lower low, and then price now went to make a lower high. So this is price hasn't really broken this lower high. So if we still bearish on the 4 hour on Nasdaq, even on the daily we still bearish. See, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we still bearish. Price can actually push to the downside. So coming down to the 1 hour, knowing that we bearish there. Price given kind of gave an indication about this level, right? Price gave an indication about this level, came down to correct price. Anything above here would have been fair game, which happened Tuesday. Yeah, which happened Tuesday, and everything above there was fair game, right? Anything above there was fair game to the upside to the new indication where price made it ended up making a new indication to the upside. Price tried to come back and correct, and then to the downside. So it didn't end up breaking this low. So it made equal lows. But one thing that could have stood out is that price started to go to the downside. Now price is building higher lows to the upside. So price might have just came back to correct this indication that happened at the top because price didn't end up breaking this low, just made a higher low below this low, like above this low, right? Became a higher low, higher low, higher low. It was building higher low. So price is now pushing to the upside. So you can expect maybe some push above this, with the higher high and the higher low. You can take it to the upside. Everything above there would be fair game. Get what I'm saying? So that's on Nasdaq. And even from this level, but I don't trust price to push, like to get entries when it has already done that before above the level. It's done that like uh, 2 times already. It bought the first time, the second time with a continuation. So even if you were to take it here, you probably become some sort of liquidity for price. So I wouldn't really suggest that you do that, but unless you see there's some sort of maybe shift in market structure, like price was making lower low, lower high, and then a lower low. Should price break above this lower high that is here, you can expect price to come back and correct, and anything after that, it will be something like this. Price would break above that and then come back and correct, and then you can take it from there and then take it to the upside, probably in that nature. Because why? Also on the 15, price made a higher low. Price made a higher low. So we've been having a series of higher lows being followed up, but this is also building up liquidity, so you have to also be careful. It's building up, where price can come and sweep out if the buyers, and then if we can continue to the upside. But just watch what the structure does. Personally, I would probably maybe wait for price to break above this 15-minute, give it an indication about this 15-minute before it comes and correct, kind of, something like this indication comes and correct. Anything above here would be fair game. Also, anything above here would also be fair game. So something like that of that nature, to something to look at. So yeah, pretty much. Because if that's the case, then that would be much better, because price broke above this given indication, came back to correct, and then anything above was fair game, made equal highs, came back, made a higher low, and then probably might go back up and shoot up. So it's still about this level where you got that 15-minute indication. So probably you can push it. You can try to see that higher, break this lower high first on the 5 minute, get price to come back, correct price, and then look for an entry there. If not, you can look for an entry also on the 1 minute. You get me? These are just some of the things to look at. That's on next. Let's see. US state. Yesterday structure has been a little bit choppy, guys. I even wanted to see if that's the trend line that this thing is might be following, because there was one going down, there was one going down to the downside. If we include the weeks, that one would have been more of a fake breakout before price came to the downside, right? So with that being said, price now reversed to the upside, broke above, came back retested, and then started to build price to the upside, right? So considering that, you can look at price from the 1 hour, what price has been doing. As you can see, when price is going down, it's giving the lower lows and the lower highs, right? Lower lows, as price is going down, and always, remember when I said, when it comes to trend lines marking, it will make your charting much easier, because now you can take the low, stretch it across, price would give you an indication just like anywhere else, right? Goes back and correct price. Anything below that is gonna be fair game, especially if it's on the trend line. It's touching the trend line. Anything below that is gonna be fair game. And you can actually sell anything below that, you know, all the way to the next time the price touches the trend line. For instance, if you had a trend line going to the downside, this is probably something how, like, yeah, maybe something like this, how we would have looked, because the initial touches would have came from the top. Price also tried to break below, and then you see started to push out. The minute it did that, started to push to the upside also. So more or less the same thing, with price, you know, showing you that up until the time it touches the indication. Also from here, you could have probably sold it from here. Stop loss just above here, and then yeah, there you have it. 1:40, 1:11. See, next time price touches, and this also became a new indication below these lows here, right? This became an indication. Price went out to correct. Price should have sold, like you see, it touched and then sold a little bit, broke out, and then broke out, right? But you would have taken anything below here. Same way, this would have been valid. So you would have taken anything below, but then broke out, came back to correct price. It broke above this, came back to correct price, and then started to move to the upside. Then the reversal began up until where the trend started. The trend started around about here. Price broke about that. Now we have an indication above that level. Also, we have indication about that level. Price has been, we can expect price to probably maybe come back and correct. You know, if not, if not correction, price would just hit this trend line and then continue to shoot to the upside. But it's something that you're gonna wait and see. And I have to wait and see. Yeah, price has been bullish us on the 1 hour, so it isn't really be coming back to correct price that much. That's why I'm thinking price might just also think about, coming to correct price all the way. So it might just come, break below, go correct, make a correction, and then all the way down to this level. And this thing moved 2,000 points in 5 days. Actually, yeah, in 5 days. Damn. Mm. Oh, that's crazy. Are you guys still there? You guys are quiet. What's happening, guys? You guys are too quiet. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Yeah, we've been bullish on the daily also. I just broke about this daily lower higher high, and then we can expect price to probably come back and correct price, not all the way, but at least something before it can push to the upside. But we know we're in an indication on the daily. We're on an indication on the 4 hour. The 4 hour also is still on the indication on the 4 hour also. Price just broke above this high we have on the 4 hour. So we are the 1 hour also still on the indication price just continue to the upside. So yeah, price is bullish from higher time frame to the smallest time frame. So what's up, guys? Any questions?
Yeah, hello.
Mm-hmm.
So, but uh, can we trade the indication?
Yeah, I mean you can trade the indication. It doesn't matter of what time frame you are in. Basically, looking at what is
But in 1 hour and 15 minutes
come again?
at the 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, what about them?
Yeah. So can we trade the indication on 1 hour and 15 minutes?
All right. So remember, we have these right here, right? We have these notes here that I put here, right? As I always say, people can go look at these notes, right? So for trends, you wanna find a trend first before you do anything else. You wanna find a trend. Starting your top down analysis from 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Understand the trend that you are in and understand where you are you part of the indication that is currently happening on the 4 hour or the 1 hour? Are you also part of the correction that is happening, or are you also part of the continuation that is currently happening on bigger time frames? And what trend are you in? So we're gonna do the same thing with here, right? With the 4 hour, as you can see, when we get to the 4 hour, we realize okay, price has been bullish, breaking the highs, also the higher highs, right? Like this previous high that was broken, price went to the upside, price came to correct, and it didn't take out this higher low, right? Same thing, price broke above this. Now we can see that okay, price broke above uh this 4 hour higher high. That was me. You get what I'm saying? You can see that on the 1 hour. That means we are in a indication. Price is indicating price. Like it's giving us an indication to the upside on the 4 hour. And here's the thing: we don't know how far the indication can go. So now we know we are in an uptrend, right? And then price, we are in an indication. Get what I'm saying? Okay. Now you go to 1 hour. You can now drop to 1 hour. You realize, okay, on 1 hour, we more or less the same thing. Price also gave an indication when you got to the 1 hour, right? Price gave us an indication on the 1 hour where it also broke out a previous higher high on the 1 hour, which was this high on the 1 hour. So price also is indicating on the 1 hour. So we are part of the indication also on the 1 hour, right? So now you can move to 15 minutes to find a trend. That's where you find a trend now on the 15 minutes, right? You get to 15 minutes, you see price was kind of going down to correct price, lower lows, lower highs, high low, lower high, lower low. Price broke
Is
above this.
Yeah, please. I say when uh, 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 the price do uh, a breakout, can we trade
But yes, but you have to find the
this
trend.
breakout?
Okay, fine. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So as you can see, before that we knew that we were seeing, okay, before that on the 4 hour we had this high on the 4 hour, right? Before price gave us an indication, right? So we can see that price is it's on a continuation. It's about to do a continuation before we can price give us an indication, right? Price is continuing because how can we tell price is continuing? Because of price when it broke on the 4 hour. Let me just go to yeah, the 4 hour. Right. Price broke this previous high, right? That we spoke about. We had this previous high being broken. Price broke above this previous high, giving us an indication on the 4 hour, right? Now price went down to correct, right? And then I spoke about this low that price didn't come and take out this higher low, which was made by a price to the downside when it was correcting its own price after making an indication there, right? So how do we know that the indication is over, right? Price, the minute it came down, it was making lower lows and lower highs, lower low, lower low, lower high. In the 1 hour, you find that there was a trend that was going to the downside. As you can see, there was a trend, right? So price made a lower low, lower low, higher high. It broke above this one now. Price broke above this here, right? The indication was complete. I mean, the correction was saying it's complete, right? The indication, price came back to correct, went to the upside, came back to correct also, and continue going to the upside. As far as we are concerned, going up until this point here, price has been giving us higher highs and higher lows on the 1 hour. Now we are bullish overall. We can now move to 15 minutes to find a trend on the 15-minute chart, right? So when you get to the 15-minute chart, you realize that okay, I can see that price is actually giving us higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs, you get what I'm saying? Higher highs, higher low, and then broke above here, broke above this consolidation with a higher high, and then you can expect obviously price to come back and correct price once it does that break. You get what I'm saying? So we want to see some break above, this level. So we can look to trade. We found our trend. Price is bullish, and one 15 minute just gave us also another indication about these highs. That means price is bullish, and price has been giving higher lows when it's going to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So you can definitely move to the likes of 5 minutes, right? So you can see that nice clean break, which became the indication on the 15 minute, and then price is coming back to correct. And anything above here, you can definitely be able to look, or even above this level, you can definitely take food you can take it to the upside, higher highs, higher lows, right? Um, let's see what price does. Price comes to correct immediately. Now you have a high, you have a higher low, right? And then obviously you would wanna probably see price break above, or you can also take this one from the 15 minute if you feel comfortable with it, right? But the only way to take that one, you can mark the top and wanna see price may give you a higher low, and indeed it did give you a higher low. Before that, right? As you can see, price was going, right? And as you can see, while price was going, it also break above. And if you wanted a clear, uh, uh, if you wanted a clear indication, right? If you wanted to see a clear one, this would have been the clear one. Higher high, higher low, price made a higher low, right? And then you can have your buy stop waiting at this area, right? Stop loss just below the higher lows. Well, because this is Dow Jones, could have given it a clean 40 points. The highest points you can give the Dow Jones is 40. So as far as your TP, 1:3, there it goes. But everything aligns with what's happening. Why am I saying everything aligns? In even on 5 minutes, you wanna see price give you a higher high and a higher low. Why is that? On the bigger time frame of schemes, you have higher high, higher low on the 1 hour, right? And on 4 hour, you have a higher high which was about to broken, and price coming to correct to give you a higher low around this area. So from 4 hour, you have higher highs, higher lows. 1 hour, higher highs, higher lows. 15 minutes, higher highs, higher lows. And now on 5 minutes, everything else they in correlation with the whole movement. So now going into your 1:5, this is what price did when it got to that level. 5 minutes, you were out of the trade. In 5 minutes, you were
Okay.
out of the trade. You get what I'm saying? That's what the price
Can you
did.
go?
Yeah. So as you can see, price immediately 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 minutes you are out of the trade. And even so, price when you go to the outside mid structure high, higher low. If you would have said, okay, this is part of the indication on the bigger time frame from the 4 hour and the 1 hour, I would want to see price kind of push even more. Let me see if I can take another 1:3, right? Bro, there's nothing wrong with it. Price, you don't know how far the indication is willing to go, and you're not trying to catch a whole move. You're gonna catch your 1:3, right? That's what you're trying to catch, right? Let's see what price
Okay.
that. Building structure, nice, beautiful. Higher highs, higher lows. You can see price building higher highs, higher lows. All right, nice, nice, nice. Higher low. Let's see price build higher high again. Higher low being made. Okay, lower low. Okay, okay. This is probably what thing was happening mostly on the 5. Let's see what the 5 was showing us. Oh, yeah, price for 5 minutes was building structure. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, but this one would have been taken out. But this one here was gonna be the one because price was starting to build lower highs and lower lows. So that's why that one got taken out. But this one, price gave you a higher high and a higher low from 15 minute. It was backed by 15-minute trend where price gave you an indication, right? It was backed up by a 1 hour trend where price was here consolidating on the 1 hour. It was backed up by the 4 hour where price came to this level of to break this 4 hour high, higher high, right? Because price has been bullish on both the 4 hour on both the 4 hour. Price has been bullish. Price has been bullish on the 4 hour daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and then 15 minutes. Then you just need price to be bullish on a smaller time frame because that's where your entries will come from. Before you can see a move on a bigger time frame, it will come from a smaller time frame. So if a bigger time frame is in correlation with a small time frame, yeah, much easy. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So now we wanna see price kind of come back to correct price, right? We wanna see price come back to correct price. As you can see, price is kind of giving a higher low there at the top. So that's one thing again. Price made a higher high, made a higher low, right? That's after taking out that second entry, price made a higher low. So I don't know, man. Price can continue to the upside. I mean, can still continue. Price made a higher high, higher low, lower high on the 1 hour, lower low. Price kind of give an indication on the 15 minute that is indeed bullish now, right? Because price on the 1 hour is making lower high, lower low, indicating the downside, didn't come back to continue, going out to give an indication to the upside. Now, if you can restructure, then you can see it. Price gave an indication, came back to correct price. Now, anything above here can be fair game if you're looking to take it to the upside. I want to see a shift in market structure because now this isn't really convincing enough for me. But because of the higher low that was made on the 5 minute, this higher low that was made in 5 minutes, this can be convincing enough to say I want to see price break above this level, which is I'm gonna have my buy stop waiting at this area, and I'm looking to take a 1:3. So this is will be where your right gonna be where your trade is gonna be, and then your 1:3 is gonna be just above here. So if price is indeed bullish as it says it is bullish, then why not? I'm gonna you're gonna be taking it to the next indication on the 1 hour, because there's higher highs here. Price came back to correct to the downside, shifting market structure because price was bearish as it was going down. As you can see, also price was bearish going down, correcting price, consolidated, whatever. Had some buyers which were probably from the downside who jumped on the move to the upside. Possibly they're the ones that are pushing price currently. So now price gave you an indication, right? Price gave you an indication, and it's coming back to correct price. So shifting market structure again, you're gonna see prices starting to give you higher lows. So if a higher low is made, I should be able to see a higher high. If not, price is not gonna make a higher high. It's just gonna go down and make a lower low. Then this would be invalid. I would have to wait for the next time price comes back and breaks above with a higher and higher low and do to take it to the upside. That's as easy as it is. Same way the way we saw this second, I think this entry here, right? Price won't do you wrong. Price, as you can see, price made a high, low. That's when we mark this. We're gonna take it. Yeah, that was a good, probably 1:1, 1:2. But I would say 1:2. Let me see. Probably just below. Let me see. What is the low about? Yeah. Yeah, almost 1:2. But in terms of 1:1, if you're a 1:1 trader, that would have been the trade for you. And you can still be profitable even with the 1:1. People don't they wanna catch moves like side. Bro, you're not sir. You only have a 50,000 stop loss. You don't got it like that. You get me? So don't try to act like you got it like that. You don't.
Hey, can you look at gold real quick? Yo,
Yeah,
can you look at gold real quick? I want to just look at something.
I'm going there
Was
now.
there indication around like at 41.91 for the sale?
You can't sell
The
on
sale,
you can't sell on an
huh?
uptrend, bro. You can't sell on an uptrend.
So you can't.
No. Unless if you were talking about something else, like 15 minutes, what are we looking at?
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes, something like that.
No, bro. No, no, no. I always tell you guys
Just one.
about this thing. You don't find trends on 5 minutes. You find trends on 1 hour, 15 minutes only. You use 5 minutes and 1 minute for entries or shift in market structure. That's it.
Okay, I need to lock that in. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So would you call yourself a scalper or intraday?
Bro, for me, is usual. I would say it's whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would, if a trade takes days, that's up to it, bro. But for me, naturally, bro, whenever I see a setup, I go in. I don't even gotta think twice about it. Bro. I don't wanna lie to you, like, bro, get me. I don't even think twice about it. Because if that's the trade of the day, let me take it. You get me? Like for instance, I missed this gold one, right? I missed this gold one that I was showing you. Right? So price, what did price do? Price given.
So it's a 15-minute indication right there.
Yeah, but as you can see from the 1 hour, right? From the 1 hour, price has been bullish, right? Price has been bullish, and it broke some of the things right when you see it, right? From the 1 hour. Let me just show you, right? From the 1 hour, broke this also this 4 hour lower high that was made also here. For price gave an indication to the downside. Price made a lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. So price is bullish. As you can see, it's still continuing to go to the upside. So the question also of can you trade the indication? The trend, you are bullish, right? Overall from the 4 hour, you are bullish, right? Okay. That's
Yeah.
why that one you know for sure for certain because price is giving you higher highs and higher lows. Right. Now you go to 15 minutes to find the trend. Right? You get to 15, price is gonna giving you lower lows, right? And then price breaks above this 15-minute lower high, as I was showing you earlier, right? Price gives you
Right.
breaks above the 15-minute lower high, as I was showing you, gives you the indication, comes back to correct price. Anything above here is fair game, like I said, bro. Anything above here is fair game. This here on the 5 minute, this would have been like probably higher low. This was a higher low, but if it wasn't convincing enough, it's still fine. You wanna be above maybe a point. That would be good also to be above where you got the indication, right? For higher high, higher low. Price on the daily is giving you higher highs, higher lows. I mean, on the 1 hour, it's giving you higher highs, higher lows. On the 4 hour, it's giving you higher highs, higher lows. Now you just need to match that up with the 15 and the 5 minute. 15 minutes giving you higher highs, higher lows because price broke about this high here, gave you a higher high, higher low. Now on the 5 minute, you wanna see higher high, higher low, bro. That's all you need. Your 1 to 3 would have been long hit.
Damn it.
Let me see. Stop loss was gonna be 6 points. Yeah, that's what your 1 to 3, bro. There goes your one
Yeah.
is. You get me? Everything just have to correlate, bro. Correlate. Make sure everything else is correlating. Now you have a new indication about this high now on the 15 minute. You have a new
Mm-hmm.
indication. You can expect price to come back and correct. Come back and correct. And then anything above here would also be fair game. Because that's what price is showing us, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
you're saying you can't scalp against you can't scalp against the trend basically.
No, bro. Unless, bro, let me show you how you can do that. If you want to scalp against the trend, right? When you're on the, let's say the 4 hour, this is what the 4 hour is showing you, right? The 4 hour is showing you something like this, right? Now price has to come back and correct because you got an indication above this previous higher high, right? So with that being said, you are on the 4 hour. This is the 4 hour trend, right? You have price giving you higher highs and higher lows, right? Price gives you an indication, making a higher high. So price has to come back, make a higher low. We don't know where it will go and make a higher low, but it has to make it. It can just come until at the top and then go to the upside, or it can just come into and then before it can break to the upside. But then when you go to the 1 hour, you realize that when price was correcting price, it was giving you a down trend. You get what I'm saying? Price was giving you a down trend. You get what I'm saying? Right. So this was what was happening on the 1 hour or on the 15 minute. Price going down, giving you lower lows and lower highs. Right. So now you know, right. So why is it not clicking this thing, man? Okay. Like I said, use the 4 hour and the 1 hour to identify where you are overall in the ICC on indication, correction, or continuation, and the higher time frame trend so you don't get caught. Drop down to 15 minutes to find the trend after identifying where you are on higher time frames, right? So going back to what I'm saying, higher time frame, bullish. because you're having higher highs and higher lows on the 4 hour. The 15-minute bearish is going down to correct. So you are in the correction. You're trading the correction because now you know for certain that price has already given me the indication, right? You are in the correction. You trading the correction. It's not a problem, right? Because now what's gonna happen is this, right? This over here would be like this when you're going down to this would be the 4 hour chart, right? And now you have the 15-minute. This is how the 15-minute would look like, right? The 15-minute would look like this, bro. The 15-minute would look like this. The 15-minute is in a downtrend, is the correction. Price is correcting to the downside. You get what I'm saying? You already know where you are. You see price is correcting on the 4 hour. You get what I'm saying? You see price is correcting. You already know where you are. So how do you scale it? You trade against the trend. Is you understand? So now, what price giving you on the 15-minute? What price giving you lower lows and lower highs? Right? Price giving you lower lows, lower highs. Treat it the same way you treat the bigger ones. Treat it the same way. Price will always also give you a 15, will give you a indication of the 15, right? It might come correct up until this level or all the way into the lower lows, right? So this is the 15-minute trend. This is the 4 hour trend, right? So basically, price also gives an indication to the downside, making a new lower low, and prices to go up and correct, right? So when you go down to the likes of 5 minutes and 1 minute, you realize while price was going down, it was giving indicators, was giving you lower lows and lower highs being made. You get what I'm saying? To that indication. And now price is correcting, giving you higher highs and higher lows to the upside, right? And then all of a sudden, price makes a lower high, breaks below with a lower low and a lower high. You can use that to take you to the next indication. As price, it is now bearish because of prices correcting on the 4 hour, because the trend that you found is on the 15, but you already know overall movement is bullish. You cannot buy because price is correcting. Just because the 4 hour is bullish, 4 hours is not gonna move immediately. The smaller time frames, just like I'm showing you, there's gonna be 5 minutes and 1 minute doing in between what 15 minutes is doing in between the 4 hour and the 1 hour. You get what I'm saying? So with the entry level, the entry style that we have, where price gave us a lower low and a lower high, why not? I'm not trading against the 15-minute trend. I'm trading against the 4 hour trend. But I know that price is going to correct price on the 4 hour. So it shouldn't be a problem towards what I'm trying to achieve. So I get in, take my 1:3, new indication. Also, price coming back to correct. Also, same thing again. I can look for also for if price breaks below this level with a lower low and a lower high, I can be able to look to take it again to the downside because price is busy correcting on the 4 hour, but we have a downtrend on the 15 minutes. You get what I'm saying? My 1:3 again. But all of this is from this correction that is happening. And the minute, how do I now trade with the trend, right? So what's going to happen is this. This is good. This is what's going to happen. Price would then make a lower low at some point, right? Price would make a lower low and indication. Price would make a new indication, right? And then instead of price will make an indication, right? In most cases, price will make an indication, right? A new indication to the downside, just like it has been doing while it was correcting price, right? Remember, this is the part of the correction that has been happening on the 4 hour, right? So now, let's say price has already reached the point where it's like, okay, it now needs to continue. Now price has just made a higher low. How do we know that the correction is over? Price just made a higher low. How do we know that the correction is now over? Okay. What the price would do, price would come as if it's coming to correct. Now remember, the only high that matters will be this high, because that's where price was able to give you a lower high as it was going to the downside, giving lower lows and lower highs, right? So now that's the only high that matters. So what price would do, price would go up, break above this level, this lower high, give you a higher high. Now you see the similarities, right? Price coming back to correct price, and then before price, it can start shooting to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So now that means the correction is complete. The continuation has begun, because we had a shift in market structure where price made a shift in market structure, right? So we can expect price to come back and correct, because now the indication is no longer valid on the downside. The indication now moves to these two, because price is now giving you the very same, right? Price is now giving you the very same higher highs and higher lows it has been giving you on the bigger time frame. Now that's the way the correlation is starting to happen. Price is now remember I said this was the correction, right? This is the correction that was happening, which is on the 15 minute, the correction. You get what I'm saying? Right? This was the correction that was happening. Now this correction, price has now made a shift in market structure, right? Where the market structure shift happening, break of structure happened, right? Shift in market structure happening, right? Break of structure or shift or market structure shift, right? MSS, market structure shift, right? Happening. Yeah. Price giving you higher highs, which then became a new indication on the 15 minute. Price coming back to give you the correction. And anything above here, just like I was saying, um, anything above here would be fair game because of the right now. That would be this happening. Probably price breaking above this 15-minute lower high, come back to correct price. Now anything above here would also be solid, because why? It is above the 4-hour level. It is also above the 15-minute level. You get what I'm saying? But let me just make it proper so you can see it properly, right? Let me just do something like this. Something like this. When price breaks above here, comes back to correct price. Anything above here would be fair price to the downside. You know what I'm saying? Anything that breaks above here would be fair price to the downside. So the correction, this was the correction until price made a shift in market structure, and then started making higher highs and higher lows, right? So we're gonna have, let me just put lower low. I hope you guys are taking notes, guys. These are important stuff, right? Lower lows, and then this was a lower high, right? And then come again, lower low, lower high, and then price broke above, started to make higher highs and then higher lows, which is absolutely what I'm showing you, that now the continuation has begun, which would definitely be, honestly, yeah, which would definitely be this over here. This was the indication, the correction. Now this here is continuation. Now you are trading against, you're trading with the trend. So you can look to take those buying opportunities above this level where price can now be able to break above with the higher high and higher low to the upside. Now that will be happening on the 5 minute also. Remember, you're on the 15-minute trend. So for entries, you can go to 5 minute or 1 minute to get those higher highs and higher lows. So you can be in correlation with the 15-minute trend and in correlation with the 4 hour trend, which is giving you higher highs and higher lows. So remember, price gave this is a higher low on the 4 hour. This area, all of it here is a higher low on the 4 hour. You get what I'm saying? So this is how it will look coming to everything else. So it's a structure within a structure within a structure within a structure. Get what I'm saying? It will do the same thing even on smaller time frame. The same way you can trade this 4 hour, you see an indication, price coming back to correct, anything above here is fair game. You can't take a position like this on the 4 hour, bro. There's no way you can take a position like this on the 4 hour and take it to the upside. You don't have that 50,000 stop loss. So stop doing all those things. You can't even explain your entry. You can try to justify it. Price given indication came back to correct price, and then anything above you can buy. But price can, as much as can break above, as much as price can break above this level, it can also come back to the downside. And then what will that be? That will be a head and shoulders. You got taken out. You got swept, part of the liquidity. You get what I'm saying? So do you understand? I have things that are in place to protect your money. So if we're having our higher highs and higher low above a level where we know that we've seen an indication on the 4 hour, we've seen an indication on the 15 minute, this is the same trade. The same trade that we're taking, this is the same trade. This is how it will be coming from the 15 minute. And then you can use what they say to the next 4 hour swing point or the 4 hour TP, then you can use that. But this is the same thing happening. I'm just gonna move everything else down a bit. So do you dig it? Can you see it, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
what
see.
what uh what prop firm do you trade with?
I use what is this? I use Alpha Capital Group,
Okay.
That's futures.
and I recommend also. Yeah, I highly recommend like programs you can like hold your trades, bro. I tried FTMO, bro. I had a buy stop waiting. The news came in, and then took me to the cleaners. Didn't
They
actually.
don't.
They didn't even
They
tell
don't
me.
allow news.
Nah. And I was like, hey, way earlier. I was like an hour earlier on the market. I didn't know they were news, like. So when it opened, because price started to consolidate on USD. When the news came in, price should have opened my entry. USD moved around 300 points, and only when it gets to the top, that's when, like 15 minutes after the news, that's when they opened my entry and then closed on $39. Bro, that was a $3,000 trade.
Damn.
Yeah, because it is long past my entry point, it is long past my TP. So it's just on an area where I didn't even enter a trade. That's when they open it and close it immediately.
Yeah, I think I see what my problem was. I was on a 5 minute looking for indications, looking for trends.
Yeah, but you cannot use the 5 minute for trend. You
Yeah, and I
definitely
kept getting
for trend. You
kept getting
use
faked out.
come again?
I kept getting faked out.
Yeah, you use bigger time frames like 4 hour, 1 hour, just to understand where you are. Let me just even say 4 hour and 1 hour, just to understand where you are, right? And then the 15 minutes, that's where you got to get the trend, so you can be looking for those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Whether you can trade the correction or you can trade the continuation, which will eventually become the new indication should it pass above this price over here. Get what I'm saying? And you're just gonna go there and take your 1:3s. There's no need for you to write in the whole move. Price can turn from any point, from any time.
Yeah.
What's the point of you holding a trade on a week that there's gonna be FOMC? The move that you've been waiting for 2 days, holding for 2 days, it can be taken out, bro, in 15 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So there's no need for you to be holding trades like that.
Okay.
Because on the
Can you walk me
weekly,
through something real quick?
come again?
Can you walk me through something real quick?
Yeah.
All right. On gold, the indication at 42.10. So that was like a what that was like a 1 hour indication or something like that.
No, I think it was a 50 more.
At
Oh yeah, it was on the
like
1 hour. Yeah, I gave an indication on the 1 hour, but on the 1 hour, just still kind of, it hasn't really come back to correct. It's just part of the indication happening. But on the 15, that's when you can get to see the structure.
yeah. So what a correction at like? I can't hardly see like the correction.
You had the 15-minute high got taken out, right? Price made giving you high on the 15 minute, right? Price coming back down with lower lows and lower highs. We are bullish. We're supposed to make higher highs and higher lows. So price came down with lower lows and lower highs, right? And immediately when price got above here on the 5 minute, price started to make higher highs and higher lows on the 5 minute, right? And then that's where the level where we got an indication to the upside. And price is making an indication on the 1 hour. So we're trading the 1 hour indication with the 15-minute trend where we got a higher high and a higher low on the 15 minute. And now we need to correlate that with the 5 minute so we can get a higher high and a higher low on the 5 minute so we can take it to our 1:3. That's it.
Okay. So we go down to
Everything. Mhm.
yeah to what structure is clear. Like structure ain't clear on the 15. We go down to the 5
Yeah,
for the entry.
that's
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For trends, you find trends on 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, but you cannot enter a trade on a trend. You cannot. You get what I'm saying? You cannot enter a trade on a trend just because um like for instance, let's go down to 50, right? Just because price broke about this level, came back down, you're like, okay, price is about here. I'm gonna take a trend. I'm gonna take a buy position from this entry, and then I'm gonna have my stop loss just probably maybe let me give it a 30 points, right? Maybe like below this higher low. Price shouldn't come and take this higher low, bro. What are you risking? What are you saying? Yeah, sure, it looks good, you in profit, but what are you saying? Can you explain your entry? Did you understand? I'm gonna look for 1:3. Bro, how far along would do you think price would get to that point? You get what I'm saying? It's not explainable. You need to have some sort of an entry point. That's why you cannot enter on a trend on the five. The same way you cannot enter on that 1 hour trend. You can just say, price made a higher high, made a higher low. I'm gonna enter bias here. I see price broke above. My stop loss is gonna be below the higher low on the 1 hour. I'm gonna we aim for 1:3, bro. Chances of this happening of your TP hitting, bro, they close to nothing. Cause look at that, that's a whole move. That's a whole move, bro. Me, I'm already done. By the time I would have even cost like I don't know how many trades, but a maximum of 3 trades per day for me, keeps the bad days away. Even if I lose two, I win one, bro. I'm still up 1%. That's good enough for me. You get me? So you need to ensure that all of these, all of this in a bigger time frame, all of these in bigger time frames correlates with all of these and the 5 minute, the trend
Let me show you something. Go ahead.
and the 5 minute. So I'm gonna have I've been recording this session. Hopefully I've done it correctly because I've been trying to record these things. I've been recording this session, so I'm gonna post it on the group. For those who didn't attend, just they can get an idea of what's happening. So I think I'm gonna post it on the ICC notes group, so you can watch it there. I'm not gonna post it on. I don't wanna do pre-recorded videos, guys. I don't like that. I want people to be here so you can see it, so it doesn't feel like a replay. You get me? Yeah. But all in all, let me see. Yeah, today just about the 6 of us. Yeah. So, but all in all, yeah. All right. Have a good one, guys. Pretty much, I think we've covered most of the stuff. I'm gonna, you know, we've covered most of the stuff when it came to, how you can look into entries. Because, like I said, I don't give out signals. You guys know I don't give out signals. I want you to do this on yourself by yourself. Believe in, believe, like well enough that you're able to do this on your own, and then put in the work so you can be able to do this on your own. That's the end goal. Because if you're gonna rely on me for entries, whatever, bro, that's not gonna work. You should be sending your green days, your red days. You should be sending that to the group. Like, oh, I got into this, I got taken out, probably I didn't see something. Can you guys help me? What did I miss? You understand? Those kind of things reflect. The wins reflect. See what you did right, so that you can copy that and do it again and again and again.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
zoom in one more time. Zoom in to what price is at right now.
Come again?
Zoom in to what price at right now. Where we at like right this moment. Okay, you see where it broke structure right there? Uh
Yeah,
huh.
but bro, look at the time frame.
I know. I'm saying that's the stupid stuff I be doing. Like that ain't no good trade right there.
No,
Okay.
you
I need
already
to
have
stop that.
you already have the indication on the 50. So wait for price to come back and correct. Once you can wait for that, you can see if you like take a sell here. While the price continues to go to the upside, it can take you out because you don't know how far the indication is willing to go. This may just be price kind of building structure so you can continue to push to the upside. So you can take out liquidity
Mhm.
of guys who got in on the buy late. You get what I'm saying? As you can see, you get what I'm saying? So you don't
Oh
want to
yeah.
be caught.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
I see what's going on. Boom, it just did it. What you just saying.
exactly. So you could have just wiped you out.
Yeah, I be
Yeah.
doing it all the time.
Yeah, wait for it, bro. Especially when you like using when you're on the 15-minute trend, when you have a trend on the 15 minute and it correlates with the bigger time frames like 1 hour, 4 hour. Bro, stick to the
Mm.
50. Drop down to 5 minutes. Watch, see where the in 15 minutes giving you indications and coming back to correct price. The minute it breaks up above, like for instance, like it's price coming down and breaks above this, wait for maybe a candle close above you, higher, 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 low. You know what I'm saying? Once it does, what is busy with the higher low on the 5 minute, or then it closes with the higher low. That's when you can probably have a buy stop waiting at this area, so you can be looking to take that price to the upside. Then your stop loss will just be below the higher lows, where and then The only thing left to do would be to adjust your lot size in terms of the number of contracts. So you see them, this move to the upside and this move to the upside are two different, but they're of the same value.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So this lot size here would have been a lot smaller than this lot size here. This lot size here would probably been a lot, maybe like 2 times the lot size. If you opened one lot here, there would have probably been 2 lots, but it's still gonna be risking because of the same distance between your entry and your stop loss will still be the same $100 you're risking or $1,000 or 1% that you're risking. And then for TP, you're gonna be gaining 3% or 30% depending on your risk to reward that you're using. If you're risking $100, you're gonna gain that. If you're risking $1,000, you're gonna get three times of whatever you're risking. So that's why I'm saying like 1:3 do that. If you cannot calculate, I think there's like pips calculators, whatever the case may be, then you can use that. I don't know how to use it. I've never used the pips calculators, bro. I just knew like in terms of the number of contracts. If I'm to open a trade from here, it will look something of this nature. Uh let's say let me do this. Trading
See what I'm going wrong at.
positions and orders. Come on. Execution marks. Let's see. Why isn't it showing me? Oh, yeah, let me do this. Oh, yeah. So buy here, right? So in terms of, let's say as I was doing an example, right? In terms of my entry, let's say I wanna have a buy stop waiting at this area, right? So my stop loss is just gonna be below here. So I can see that my stop loss here is about $35. I don't wanna risk $35, bro. You get me? So I'm just gonna. That means it's gonna be almost 3 times this. So as you can see, my lot size, I'm risking $100. The number of contracts I'm opening. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then my TP 1:3. There you have it. Probably even gonna be lower than that, but yeah, pretty much. There goes my 1:3. Now, as you can see, I'm risking $100 to make $300. All right. Now let's do the same thing scenario here, right? On this trade that ended up, playing out, right? Buy limit at this area, stop loss just below here, but the stop loss is $200. I don't want to be risking $200. I want to risk $100. That means my lot size would be a lot smaller, right? That should be fair enough. $99, almost the same. And then my TP would be 1:3. There you have it. You see, 1:3, 16 lots, 1:3, 35 lots. So it's all about the number of contracts or your lot size. But it's still gonna be the same. You're risking the same. Your risk management is still the same. You get me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So you don't end up covering your losses, bro. You trying to justify a lot. No, it's gonna come back. Bro, it's not gonna come back, bro. it's not.
Yeah.
It's not gonna come back, bro. Honestly, it's not gonna
Yeah.
come back, bro. I don't know
Damn.
how long I've been in situations like that. I know it's gonna come back, bro. It's not. It's not, bro. Like, okay, you see the indication, you get the stop loss just above, like, bro. It's not gonna come back. It's not gonna come back, bro. It's not.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because you would be on going. You wouldn't even go to 1 minute like, no, I know it's gonna come back. and then it's gonna come back, bro. And you know, it's crazy because this is how the trade would have been unfolding by that time, while you're trying to convince yourself that it's gonna come back, right? So this will be the trade, right? You jump in like, oh, I'm going in, jump on with the sales, right? Yeah, see it coming to profit like because of that 5 minute. See it broke this 5 minute low right here, right? This one here, right?
Exactly.
Give an indication below here, right? Price giving indication below here, right? On the 5 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm selling down everything, stop loss just above, the lower highs, just about here, right? Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Like, okay, I'm in profit. Let's see. I'm in profit, bro. I know it's gonna come back, just making lower higher, higher low, and now it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
It's not gonna come back. You get what I'm saying? It's not gonna come back, bro. That's how it is. It's not gonna come back.
Yeah,
Risk,
man.
like, bro, risk what you're willing to risk on the market. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It either hit your TP or your stop loss. It either hit your TP or a stop. If it hit your TP, I mean, good for you. If it hit your stop loss, bro, come on. That's a trade. That's still fine. There's something that you missed. You can study the trade like, oh, something like this, something like that. Okay, I missed that. Okay, this was happening. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, bro.
Mm.
You generally like, okay, I would want to see this happen next time I enter a trade. It adds some confluences to your trading. Like, okay, these are the type of things I would want to see before I get into a trade. That's what I'm saying. The correlation between the higher time frames and the smaller ones, where price giving you higher highs and higher lows, and the same thing is happening on the bigger time frame, higher high and higher low, which is happening on the 15 minute, right? And also, as you can see, it is also happening on the 1 hour also, right? Higher high, right? Higher low. Do you see? Do you see, bro? Right?
Low. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is what you all need, bro. 1 hour, high, 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 low. 15 minutes, high, 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 low. 5 minutes, high, 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 low. Above a level where now buyers have shown that they can step into the market. I think this is the best explanation that you can ever need, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the best explanation you can ever need. That's it.
Yeah, I took screenshots.
Yeah, I'm just gonna some of the things I'm gonna put in the ICC notes also.
Okay.
That's the best you're gonna need, bro. Like, honestly. That's it. And once you start to see, bro, you forget all about liquidity, supply zones, demand zones, all of that, bro. Like, nah, stop. You don't need to overthink. The minute they know, they're counting on you overthinking stuff. You're looking up to people who are making millions in a month, in a week, in a day. You're looking up to that lifestyle. That person, for them to get to that level, they had to do something, they had to sacrifice something, they had to, like, in a sense of sacrificing their bad habits, their impulsive habits of taking trades in the market. This and this and that happening. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you also gotta sit down and tell yourself, look, something gotta give, bro. Something's gotta give. You get what I'm saying? I keep making these mistakes. Why am I making these mistakes? Let me sit down. Let me address this problem. I keep, taking my losses, my losses late, but I keep taking my profits early. Why is that happening? Why am I scared? Those kind of things.
That's exactly what I be doing.
You get what I'm saying? So those are the kind of things. And as much as trading is all about the market, it is also psychological, bro. I don't want to lie to you. When you're stressed out, don't trade. When you've been in argument with your girl or maybe your husband, whatever the case may be, don't trade. If
Girl,
something
girl.
pisses you off, like something, don't trade, bro. Don't trade. Get your emotions in check. Sometimes it's fine just to let people go. Like, just look at somebody and be like, oh, okay, fine. Nothing, not always something to deserve your response. People be trying to get the response out of you, bro. The best response is silence. If you know if somebody can, if like for instance, if a girl can yell at you, and you decide to keep quiet, you know what that would do to her? Like it would destroy her, bro. Like you kept quiet, just looked at them like okay, then you went on with your day. Like whatever she's just been saying doesn't make sense. Like you get what I'm saying? It fucks up your psychology like that. That's what silence does to most situations. Don't find yourself in stupid situations because you're trying to show you're a tough guy in the room. Don't do that. So you understand? Everything else, do self improvement, bro. Journal if you wanna journal. Start the YouTube channel if need be with your trading journey, bro. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna subscribe, bro. I'm gonna be there. Show your journey, bro. Go to gym, whatever, work, whatever the case may be. Like get into the market. That thing will like being there with the charts, in front of the charts, building some good habits, all those kind of things. Buy a pro firm, 10K pro firm. Like I was saying, don't jump to few 100,000 pro firm. Don't jump to that. That's pressure. That's the FOMO. That's trying to get to you. Don't jump
Yeah.
to that. Start with the 100K. I mean 10K. Risk $100. 1:3. That 1:3 times 3 trades per day is $900. If you lose two trades out of the three and win the last one or the first one, you still up at $100. So now you're gonna do the same thing when you get to the 100. Now you can see that you've built some good qualities. Now you have a plan in hand. All of those things you respect. The same $300 that you took advantage of is now 3K when you get to $100,000 account. You get what I'm saying? Once you buy $100,000 account, start here. So see those payouts first. Start here, get those payouts first. Then you can move here with the same $10,000 mentality. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And then you lose two, you win one for the day, bro. You up $1,000. You win all three, you up $9,000, bro. Every YouTuber that you see on the internet will talk about how I made $15,000 in a single trade or in a week. How I make over $10,000 per month or in a week, bro. That's you in a day. This is you in a day. nine
I
thousand
need
dollars
that.
in a day. If you take proper good setups, you wait for those setups to come back to you. That's you in a day, bro. This is good money, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And always, bro. I always see most people they wanna go for smaller challenges, right? People wanna go for smaller challenges. Never do that. Never go for small challenges, like quicker for challenges, right? I use Alpha Capital because of the challenges that they have, right? So if you wanna go buy a Profile account, right? If you're gonna go and buy a Profile account, please do yourself a favor, bro. Choose a two-step account. 10K two-step account, right? Pay out bi-weekly. Don't choose instant. Don't choose one step. Bro, choose two-step account with 10% maximum drawdown and 5% maximum daily drawdown. This here will help you. You get what I'm saying? Will help you get where you need to be, bro. This will help
Right.
you. You know what I'm saying? You see, copy trading is allowed, and that if say copy trading is allowed, look at this. This is the best part. If copy trading is allowed, and you already making payouts on your 10K account, now you wanna move to 100K account, but you're afraid that you might start taking some unnecessary risks. Okay, now there's this platform, Traders Connect. Learn about this platform, so you can link your 10K and then link it to your 100K account. What do I mean by that? You use your 10K account as your master account, and then your 100K account as your your 100K account as your what is this as your slave account. So whatever trades that you're gonna take, I haven't linked anything yet, right? So whatever trades that you're gonna take on a 10K account, on that, the risk, you can even calculate the risk. You understand? If you're risking $100 on 10K, he's gonna be risking $1,000 on 100K. So the risk is gonna be the same, but you understand, in a sense of multiply, and the $100,000, the 1% on 100,000 is gonna be $1,000. Then the 1% on the 10K account is gonna be $100. So whenever you trade the 10K account, it's gonna multiply the trades into the 100. You're gonna copy those trades into the $100,000 account. So if you're gonna be doing a 1:3, like we were busy doing, if you're gonna be doing a 1:3 like this on your 10K account, it will copy the same trade into your 100K account, and then do it as a 1:3 on a 100K account. You just made 3K, and you just made $300 on your 10K. On your 100K, you just made 3K on your 100K. And now you're waiting for charge. You set up your alerts. You put an alert like, okay, I want to see price break below this level. I'm creating an alert. Price break below this level. As price comes and break, if price break below this level, I'll come back immediately to the chart just to wait for it to break above, give me some shifting microstructure. Come breaks above, high, low. I can be able to take it with another 1:3. That's once that hits, you good for the day. Also with a 6K, you up with only 2 trades. You up 6K on a 100K account. You up $600 on your 10K account. So now you're gonna be probably wait for price to also, if price is, the price will make a new indication above this level where price you just take a 1:3. If your 1:3 is gonna hit in between here, still fine, right? Price will go make a new indication. Once price comes back to the downside, you can also have your alerts waiting, and then anything above here will also continue to be fair game. You get what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things that you're gonna be looking at.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it, bro. That's pretty much it. How you can build those trading habits. Because, bro, I wanna see testimonials 2026. I wanna see testimonials, bro. I wanna do interviews next year.
Yeah, I
You
got
gotta,
you.
you gotta make it point to have a turning point in your life. You gotta make it a point to have a turning point in your life. People are thinking of buying the next dot, like charger, bro. They wanna get chargers, bro. So you gotta make it a point, bro. People are thinking about the next trip to China, to Hong Kong, to Dubai. So you gotta make it a point. You get what I'm saying? So you can build your own community, whatever the case may be. If you're gonna prefer teaching, also give sharing the knowledge. You can once you've mastered your journey, and everything seems to be getting those payouts, bro. Have your own thing, build your own thing. I'm not against it. You gotta sell a course, bro. Do that, because that will be you. That will be your time at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? And whatever else, the effort that you're gonna be putting in to teaching people how to overcome this, how to get into this, how to get into this. Because it's not only just about me having a pre-recorded video that you're gonna find in a group and say that's the course. Watch all of those videos, bro. I'm not doing that. It's live. Everything is live. You say it's in the market. You can see. We see a setup. We get into it. That's it. And the one-on-ones also. Whatever you're struggling with, one-on-one, we address it. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then we build that psychology of trading. That's why I'm always saying, I can always tell you, bro, this here, that is all you need. $3,000 a day. Let's say you have a good winning week, bro. That's 45,000 a week. That's somebody's annual salary.
Hold on, you said how much a day?
1:3 a day. $3,000 per trade. 1:3, risking $1,000. That's $9,000 a day. Only taking 3 trades. The same way as I'm saying, you start here. This is your starting point. You don't start here. This will destroy you. If you start here, it will destroy you. You start here. So you can build a habit in your mind. You can build a habit in your mind. Once you build a habit in your mind, the body will always do that. It will repeat that. Once it becomes a habit, something that you constantly do, if you start doing it subconsciously also, you just get into the market, take your 1:3 because you believe in 1:3. You don't need to ride the whole move. You don't need to be making $45,000 per trade, bro. Those days will come for sure. Once you've built personal funds, you had a good week on $100,000. Now you have a $45,000 to withdraw. You're gonna wait the following week. You don't even trade the account the following week. Just gonna wait for your withdrawal period. Once your withdrawal period is there, you take your 80%. You're looking at a good 30 something, 35, 30 something, 37, whatever the case may be. You're looking at a good week, right? $37,000 payout. That's crazy, bro. That's like half a million in my account, bro. Just half a million. You know what money can do? My country. Come on, stop playing. Now
Yeah,
you
that's
can
good
fund
money.
your own personal account with $10,000 and risk there $500 per trade. Make your 1:3s. There you can withdraw. You can live off of that now on your personal account. Once you making these kind of things and you withdraw this kind of money, build your personal funds on a broker now. Now you can have a $10,000 account where you can be taking 0.5% and also doing 1:3s. So if you're risking $500, you're looking to make $1,000, 1.5 USD per trade or 1,500 US dollars per trade. So that's the plan. Build those kind of things. That's something that you know, bro. I'm giving you the blueprint. Build it. Build it. Have that framed out. Put it in your wall in your room, bro. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to achieve. Because the mind is the most powerful weapon that we've all got. It's our own unique little universe that we live in. Me, I like to be delusional. I would like to believe so much that I become super delusional. It helps. It won't work if you're trying it. Don't try something. Don't try it. Do it. Just do it, bro. Don't try it. I wanna see. No. It won't work out. I don't wanna lie to you. It won't work out. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. We had a very good session, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, we had
yeah,
I
that
think
was
we had
good.
a very good session today. Um, yeah, man. Psychology. Um, you know, we covered psychology. We covered trading as a whole. Yeah, having a plan. You know. Yeah, I think we covered most things. All right, guys. Have a great one. Enjoy your day. We'll meet again in New York session. That will be in the next. Let me see. In the next 4 hours, 15 minutes. All right, guys. Cheers.
All right, bro. Appreciate
Cheers.
it.